Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about the huge CLOUD9 update to their offseason drama, controversy, maybe trolling, maybe not trolling, that is going down. It seems like everybody has an opinion about it. And yeah, it's just really big news, something we definitely need to talk about. But first, as always, I ask that you guys check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. It's been a lot of fun lately. I would definitely appreciate it and love it if you guys checked it out. Give us a chance. Maybe drop a follow. Maybe drop a prime. Maybe subscribe over on Twitch. That would be absolutely dope. With that being said, let's get right into this. This is the big update we got. There was all of these rumors, speculation, everything swirling around. Ever since we heard that Jensen bot lane was maybe not working out super good for Team Liquid, the Bjergsen to CLOUD9 rumors really started heating up. And then all of a sudden, we heard a bunch of people like I Will Dominate tweeted about this, Cadril tweeted about this. A lot of these big people started tweeting about this CLOUD9 roster of Fudge, Blabber, Bjergsen, Hansama, and Mickey X. And that really became like the talk of Twitter all of a sudden. It was really heating up. And since so many big name people were talking about it, it seemed like, hey, that might be the direction we're headed in. But then Jack went to Twitter and kind of sent everything into just madness, insanity, craziness, whatever. And he said, after last year, I've learned to be careful about sharing roster information early. Obviously, last year, he said, hey, we're going to be keeping the same roster for next year, whatever. And obviously, that didn't happen. They ended up moving on from Licorice, moving on from Niski, bringing in Fudge, bringing in Perks. A lot of different things changed. So he is being careful, but just know that in this whole situation, know that also Jack last year said their roster is going to be staying the same, and it didn't. But this is what Jack's saying this year. After last year, I learned to be careful about sharing roster information early, but I'd like to clarify one false rumor. I am certain the roster will not include any of the following people: at Bjergsen, at G2 Mickey X, and at Hansama. They're all incredible players, but will not be playing or will not be joining CLOUD9. Now, I think that's absolutely hilarious for a couple of different reasons. One, it's just funny to see an owner, a person of Jack's, stature, popularity, whatever, coming out and saying something like this. I also think it's really funny to at the people in this tweet, and I don't even know what necessarily that means. Somebody said that Mickey might have liked the tweet even, and again, I don't know what that means. Maybe he did. Okay, yeah, so Mickey did like the tweet. Again, I don't know if that means anything or doesn't. I don't know if Bjergsen did. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Yeah, Bjergsen liked the tweet too. And then he also liked, Blabber replying, calling Jack a liar. Fudge saying that's inspiring. Because, yeah, now there's all these other different rumors. It's like, there's really two sides right here. Half the people believe Jack and are like, oh, wow, this is crazy. I can't believe it's not Bjergsen. I can't believe it's not Mickey. I can't believe it's Hansama. Who is it going to be then? Does this mean CLOUD9 humanoid? Does this mean TL Bjergsen? Where does Jensen end up? What's going on? Does this mean Vulcan staying now if it's not Mickey? Is CLOUD9 going to call up Isles? Are they still selling Vulcan? Who's going to be their AD carry? Is it going to be Tactical? Is it going to be Reckless? All of a sudden we know nothing, because this was what a lot of people were talking about. This was what people were so sure of. These three guys coming over to CLOUD9. And again, if they're not, what the heck is going on with CLOUD9? And yeah, I don't know. But it does, obviously, if this is true, it makes, inspired rumors maybe more likely. Because you got to assume CLOUD9, if they're not going after Bjergsen, if Bjergsen is an option and they're not going after Bjergsen, they must have something big lined up. They must have some big name free agents coming in. They must have something exciting in the works or something exciting planned. Obviously, Jack has been tweeting a lot of stuff, hinting at a lot of different stuff. Yeah, kind of crazy. But then, obviously, there is the other half of people who are like, okay, Jack's a memer, Jack's baiting, and if he is baiting, this absolutely worked. This tweet got 7,300 likes. This is the talk of social media. This is everywhere on Twitter, everywhere on Reddit, just all over the place. But, a lot of people do think this is real. I know that Tim Sevenheisen came out and said, he says here, I haven't spoke to any insiders who believe this tweet is a troll. I don't know exactly how many insiders Tim has or who he talks to or whatever. Wooloo did say, that if none of these 3 players end up at Team Liquid, he'll do a Trotters reveal. I don't know what Trotters are. I don't know if I want to find out. But yeah, so he thinks at least one of these guys is going to be going to Team Liquid. Again, could that mean Bjergsen? Could it mean Hansama? Could it mean both? Obviously, I wouldn't expect it to be Mickey going to Team Liquid when they have Core JJ there. But yeah, there's just all kinds of fallout coming out from this tweet. Yeah, I mean, it's just a super, super weird time. Nobody really knows what to expect anymore. No one really knows what the Cloud9 lineup's going to look like, what the Team Liquid lineup's going to look like, what the TSM lineup's going to look like. We're just at a super, super awkward and weird state in the offseason. So obviously, Upcomer tweeted this. They said the rumors are officially shut down. Jack confirms no Bjergsen, Mickey, or Hansama. So obviously, they believe what Jack is saying. And Fion said, if it makes people feel better, I can interject and say that while C9 did look at Bjergsen and Mickey, which is interesting, again, knowing that they did look at Bjergsen and Mickey, and if you believe they're not going with them, they must have some big plan, right? They must have something else lined up. They must have something else exciting and ready to go. But he does say that while they did look into Bjergsen and Mickey, that's not the current direction they are looking at, what their current roster sources are telling him. Again, no clue where the C9 Hansama rumors came from. Haven't heard it personally. And yeah, I don't know. To me, this is just really, really interesting. We're hearing all different kinds of things. Some people are believing this. Some people aren't. But again, if you don't believe it, then who is the Cloud9 roster going to be? I believe it could be something like... one of the possible rosters is definitely Fudge-inspired humanoid tactical Vulcan. I mean, that's possible. You have all the possible rosters with Blabber in it as well. Maybe Blabber, humanoid, reckless Vulcan, or even... I don't know. There is still a lot of different possibilities. There's so many big name free agents out there still to be had. We know that Cloud9 likes to sell people off. They like to buy low and sell high. So maybe they'll sell off Blabber. Maybe they'll sell off Vulcan. There is some different options up there. But yeah, no one really knows what's going on. But this Jack tweet really got a lot of people coming out, a lot of people sharing their opinions, a lot of people were really, really thrown up in arms by it. Because again, it seemed like C9 Bjergsen was happening. It seemed like C9 Bjergsen was so close. It seemed like that was the only option left. And now we don't really know. We've heard, people like Wooloo come out and say that he thinks Hansama, if he gets sold, could go to North America. So if it's not Cloud9, it's, looking like Team Liquid. And Bjergsen, if it's not Cloud9, it's looking like Team Liquid. Mickey, no idea where Mickey could end up. I know Wooloo did also chime in on this and said, you're just helping my competition, which again implies that he does believe this Jack tweet as well. But again, could Wooloo be memeing? Could he be joking? Could he be messing around? Yes, absolutely. But man, stuff's been crazy. There's been so much content. I've been making so many videos, streaming so much, talking about so much stuff, so many different possibilities and ideas for all these rosters. I believe this to be one of the most confusing off seasons we have ever had. So much is up in the air. Nothing is solidified at all. And yeah, I'm just so confused right now. Like, my head hurts just thinking about all the different possible rosters and options and outcomes. And I just hope we start getting some answers soon. But I was still glad that, Jack threw this curveball in there. Whether it's real or not, either way, it's still really, really interesting, really fun to talk about, discuss, and debate. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Jack's telling the truth? Do you think it's a bait? Do you think it's a lie? Does it half true? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!